Good morning. Welcome to this new edition of Daily Bread. I'm Isabel. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about dealing with a broken heart. Every one of us at some point, or even right now, we still may be dealing with a heart that is broken. And I just want to share with you what this verse actually is telling us about a broken heart. So let's go into the book of Isaiah 61, verse 1. I repeat it again, Isaiah 61 verse 1, I shall read it, and it says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted." I repeat it again. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. Here we see the word of the Lord, the word of the Lord, and these words here are actually repeated by our Lord Jesus Christ in the book of Luke chapter 4 when he's stating the mission for which he came. And it's amazing how your heart and my heart is important to God, because one of Jesus' mission for coming here on earth, for coming here and leaving his throne from heaven, was to come and heal yours and my broken heart. I remember ages a long time ago, a friend of mine told me one thing, and he said to me, I would rather you hurt my body than you hurt my heart. And I don't know, for some reason that just stuck with me. And a few years later, I began to understand what he meant by that. Because you see, when you have a little scratch on your flesh, you can't just put some medication, or you know how to deal with that, put medication on it and it will heal. But when your heart is broken, it's that area is inside of you, but somehow you cannot really reach it in order just to bring that healing to the heart. But Jesus is saying, I can reach the place you cannot reach, the place that is inside of you that you don't know anything about. I can reach it. I can heal it. Because you see, what causes a broken heart, for instance? Rejection can cause a broken heart. Being rejected by a loved one, it could be a parent, it could be a partner, that causes a person's heart to be broken. Or a separation, it could be a separation, the breakup of a relationship, or separation through death. The loss of a loved one, somebody that was really dear to you, a relative or somebody who was just really dear, and they pass away, and that causes our heart to be broken. Betrayal also can cause a broken heart, or hurtful words or things that people might say to you, that could also cause a broken heart as well. And the problem is, like, when we don't reach out for the Lord to heal that broken heart, we see that people can take some measures. Some people make decisions. They make a decision: I will never love again, I will never care again, I will never trust again. And people start deciding certain things. Oh, I'm never gonna open up myself to anybody again because of what happened to me. So people make many decisions that almost like, that equates to building walls around them, and that will in the future never enable them to actually build anything meaningful, because they are always on their guards. And when it comes to the heart, in order to benefit for anything, our heart has to be open. And also, some people might try to find solace in gratifying the flesh or numbing the flesh. And by that I mean people might try to find solace in alcohol, in drugs, in gambling, or in sex, or anything that just they think that that might help them deal with the pain that they are dealing with inside. But there is nothing that I can do to my flesh that will be able to bring that peace, or to bring what it is that I need in the heart, because it's that area which is in the spiritual realm, and only the Lord can reach that area. Alcohol cannot numb it. Decisions cannot numb it. Only the Lord can numb it. And what he's saying is leave it to me, because when Jesus comes to live in our hearts, he brings peace. He brings peace where there is turmoil. He brings healing where there is pain, where there is hurt, where there are wounds, and he brings joy where there is sorrow. You will love again. You will smile again. You will trust again. If you allow Jesus Christ, if you reach out for him and you give him your heart, you say, Lord, I cannot deal with this pain, but you deal with it. And how do we do it? We go to the Lord in prayer. We go to the Lord in meditation. We spend time with God. And the more time you spend with the Lord, the more time you spend with Jesus, and the more your healing will spring forth like a fountain. Let us give our pain to the Lord. He came for your heart. People can break your heart. People can mess around with your heart. But your heart is so important that Jesus Christ died on the cross so that he would heal it. I hope you received this today and drop me a line if this verse has inspired you in a different way. I would love to hear from you. So I will say this today: take control this day, and I'll let this day take control of you. And I will see you next time on the next edition of the Daily Bread. Take care. Bye bye.